What's up, ladies and gentlemen out there? How are you doing? Welcome back to another episode of Peppy's Point of View. I'm your favorite host, your favorite R&B historian, your favorite music critic, Peppy. And you're in for a treat today, ladies and gentlemen. We're talking about R&B diva Angie Stone. But before we do that, I want to do a little housekeeping around here and let you guys know some of the things that are going on over here with the channel. First of all, I want to encourage you guys to hit the like button, the subscribe button. Also, leave a comment as well as the share button, ladies and gentlemen. I appreciate all of your support over here. And as you know, that these four things are very important to the channel. So if you want to support the channel, please do so, again, by hitting the like, subscribe, share, and leaving a comment. And it will be greatly appreciated. And I do try to respond to all of the comments. I do. Also, the fair use disclaimer. This video is under fair use. Copyright disclaimer under Section 107 of the Copyright Act in 1976. Allowance is made for fair use for purposes such as criticism, comment, news reporting, teaching, scholarship, and research. All rights and credit go directly to its rightful owner. No copyright infringement intended over here, ladies and gentlemen. And also, if you want to support the channel, you can do so by contributing your donation to paypal.me/Kareem Jones 220, and that would be greatly appreciated as well, ladies and gentlemen. And I thank you in advance. And when you give, remember, I pray that it comes back to you a good measure, pressed down, shaken together, and running over. And lastly, I want to talk to you guys about my awards. That's right. The Black American Musician, Artist, and Writer Awards, ladies and gentlemen. Whenever I am discussing an album, a song, a performance, or a book, whenever I'm reviewing those things, ladies and gentlemen, those things are definitely going to be considered for a nomination over here. And what I want to do is I want to start with the end in mind. So I just don't want to just talk about, some of the things around here, but I also want to contribute as well. And so this year I started the Black American Musician, Artist, and Writer Awards. You can also check the most recent award video that I uploaded in January. And also, I'm not going to wait until next year to do another awards video. So be on the lookout for that as well. And let's jump right into R&B diva Angie Stone, ladies and gentlemen. Woo, I tell you, for those of you out there, if you don't know, I guess you don't have access to social media or you're just living on a rock. But R&B diva Angie Stone, of course, has passed, and it is definitely the talk of these social media streets. And as I say, every now and then over here, I will dish out the dirt on who dropped, kicked who in these entertainment streets, literally and figuratively speaking. And also, I want to inform you guys, I have a little bit of an allergy thing going on over here. So if I sound a little hoarse, I apologize. If I just so happen to cough and sneeze during this video, I apologize as well in advance. And I don't think I'm going to edit it out. So, hey, it is what it is, right? You just, you got to keep moving and going with the flow. All right, let's get right into it. Over here, I do things a tad bit different. I don't like to go with the flow of what everyone else is doing. And so I don't think I'm going to approach this video the way others have been. If I feel like I have something to contribute as far as trying to just make sense of something, get some clarity, so on and so forth over here, my intentions is to uplift, not kick someone when they're down or not pull someone down when they're up. Definitely are not my intentions over here. But if we just so happen to stumble across something that pertains to what I'm talking about as far as dishing out the dirt, then you already know I'm going to do that. So let's get started. Whew. Angie Stone, ladies and gentlemen. When I came across Angie Stone, I came across Angie Stone like probably most people, vertical hold. I wasn't aware of anything about her being a part of the hip hop group, The Sequence. I think the name of that group is. I didn't know anything about that group, but when I heard the song Vertical Hold song, Seems You Must Too Busy, I liked them immediately. I did. Excuse me, there I go, already coughing. I liked them immediately, and I always wondered what had happened to the group. It was a promising. That's the good word I can use. It was a promising uh, uh, um, first effort by a group. It was a very promising effort, and I'm looking at something. I'm sorry if Uh, I'm sorry, you guys. But yeah, it was a promising effort. And another thing too, as I said, I just wonder what happened to the group after they, I didn't hear anything else from them. And of course, obviously the group did not stay together. If they had, then we would have heard more from them, but it just wasn't meant to be. So she started out with Vertical Hold, that I was aware of. And then the next thing I know, she pops up again, uh, in I think what 2000. And for the most part, I wasn't impressed with Angie Stone as a solo artist. I don't know why I like her more with Vertical Hold. I don't know. I'm just kind of like different like that, or kind of weird in that way. As far as her being a solo artist or part of a group. I don't know. I just think I like the Vertical Hold concept. Now, I think the reason why I didn't care too much for Angie Stone is the same way I didn't care too much for a lot of R&B divas at this particular time. And what was going on with those R&B divas? Well, these divas that came out, let's just say in the 1990s, 2000s, there are a different set of divas. They're not the divas that I know growing up in the 80s. Growing up in the 80s, we were, exposed to these octaves. We was exposed to the big hair, the hair, the makeup. I mean, like everything was just kind of over the top in the 80s. And by the time we get into the 90s, things tend to they were toned down for the most part. So Angie Stone is just basically a part of uh, um, a time where R&B divas were not doing the things that I had grown accustomed to doing. So that's it. It's not that she's not talented at all. It's just that I prefer, let's just say, a Patti LaBelle over an Angie Stone, right? I prefer, I don't know, an Angela Winbush over a Tony Braxton. Do you see where I'm going? It's all about the vocals to me. Anywho, moving on from that. So when Angie Stone came out with the first song, I think it was No More Rain in This Cloud was the name of that song. I wasn't feeling her even right then and there. But here's something that I discovered with Angie Stone when I first started doing this video, because what most of you guys don't know is that I actually, I go back and listen to the music. That's where my commentary comes from. I go back, I listen to the music, see what I feel from the music, get a good feel for the music, and just say, what kind of artist was this person, and how things look like they kind of, came together and probably didn't come together, right? So when No More Rain in This Cloud was released, It was the Gladys Knight and the Pimp song. Okay, neither one of us wants to be the first to say goodbye. And when I heard the song, I was like, okay, I like it. Obviously, I know the melody. I know this track is from a very popular song, so I'm just automatically drawn to it from that sense. Okay, but then I'm also drawn from it from a lyrical standpoint. I mean, drawn to it from a lyrical standpoint because I'm like, oh, okay, I get what you're saying, Angie. But for me, I'd rather a an artist or a songwriter or producer to make remaking a track their last resort. I kind of feel like it's kind of lazy of the songwriter or the producer to sample. I just think it's laziness. Uh, like some of it is clever, excuse me, but for the most part, I think the majority of it is laziness. Now, I prefer you to remake the song. Like I'd rather for Angie Stone to have remade. Neither one of us wants to be the first to say goodbye than to, do No More Rain in This Cloud with the track to neither one of us. Okay. That's just me personally. All right. But it also puts Angie Stone in another category of singers that I never thought about up until now. So I don't own an Angie Stone album. I've never purchased an Angie Stone album. And I must say that I am definitely pleasantly surprised to what I heard today. And I only listened to seven, ladies and gentlemen, seven songs by Angie Stone. And what I did was I just went through the list of albums and I was like, okay, what was the song that was released, songs or singles that was released from this particular album? And I listened to them. And I must say, Angie Stone is in a category of singers that I really think that there are not a lot of singers in this particular category. And that is the remake category. Luther Vandross to me is the only singer I know who can take a song and remake it, re-record it, and make it his own without uh, alienating, damaging the integrity of that song. And he does it in such a way that he does not upstage the singer, the writer, the producer, the original singer, the original writer, the original producer. He does it in such a way. Well, if you want to say he does it with class, that would be a good way of describing it. And when I started to listen to Angie Stone's catalog, I'm discovering that she has quite a few remakes in that catalog. And every time I heard it, I'm saying, wow, Angie, are you serious? Like, this is Angie? Like, I didn't hear her entire album, but I'm like, whoa, I was really taken aback. Okay. Let me bring up this quote that was published in Spin Magazine. Spin Magazine ranked Wish I Didn't Miss You. This is regarding the song Wish I Didn't Miss You. And Spin Magazine ranked the song among the 20 best singles of 2002 and wrote, if Angie were skinny, Whitney would be unnecessary and Mary J would be worried. Sad but true. I'm going to repeat this. Spin Magazine ranked the song Wish I Didn't Miss You among the 20 best singles of 2002 and wrote, if Angie were skinny, Whitney would be unnecessary and Mary J would be worried. Sad but true. And I have to tell you something. Now, this is when I guess we're going to dish out the dirt a little bit. Okay. So let's dish out some dirt. And of course, everything is alleged over here. Okay. So everyone is talking about this post with Angie Stone when she started uploading on her YouTube page about, the things that were going on in her career, so on and so forth. And how she, felt like she was being taken advantage of. Woo. All right, let me take a deep breath. When you stop and you look at Angie Stone's catalog, when you take a listen to Angie Stone's catalog, when you when you look at the depth, the breadth of her work, because she is not the caliber of artists, that celebrity status like Whitney Houston, Celine Dion, I guess Mary J. Blige, um, Tony Braxton. She kind of gets lost in the shuffle, okay? But then when you listen to her music and then you realize these songs that she has, and that these songs were major hits. Like I'm like, I didn't know Wish I Didn't Miss You was that big of a hit. Like I knew it was a hit song, but I just didn't know it was that huge.